Economy's doing great. Everything's doing great, but the snow is just absolutely horrible. And I was reading the Globe and Mail this morning, and it was talking about everything is getting more and more expensive in Canada. Flights are getting more expensive. Cars are getting more expensive. So here you are, the Canadian dollar is doing very well. We're a power in the world economy. Our banking system is on fire. You've got like the Canadian businesses taking over U.S. businesses. You have Canadians buying a lot of properties in the U.S. and yet things are more and more expensive. And so I don't get it. But anyways, what do I know, right? So today we're going to talk about wealth creation and wealth protection, things that are affecting today's market economy. This is my first time here in the new studio in the course building, and I have to say it is very, very, very nice. They had someone pick me up in a nice car, and I got a nice little tour of the studio, so it's really good. And in studio here, we're actually here. One of the reasons I'm here today is this weekend is that we've been talking about my $5,000 class, and I speak all over the world on wealth, real estate, success, business, entrepreneurism. I've done over 500 deals. I have dozens and dozens of different companies, and I did it, I lived here in Toronto. I started here from Toronto and had built a global brand, and I speak around the world, and I charge upwards of $5,000 for a class on marketing, networking, like and with multimillionaires, how to fund all your deals. Funding is such an important component because banks are not lending right now. And I've got in the studio because we're doing the class at about 1 o'clock here today. We're completely sold out. And in the last month or so, I've been giving away my class to a point to selective listeners who have been listening to this radio show and making a $5,000 investment in them. And I have to say, out of all the radio markets, because my show is internationally syndicated, Toronto has by far the highest quality of people. It is phenomenal. A lot of them are coming at 1 o'clock here today. And in the studio, you decide to come along here. My number one guy, Damien, who's my number one. He's my right-hand man. He's in the studio. Not number one like that, but, number one. But how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
You're doing great. That's all you say. That's all you ever say. You're doing great. He has a little great routine that is pretty impressive. But he's from Florida. So how warm was it with you when you came in this month?
Well, it was 85 degrees when I left Florida, and I arrived for this, and it's awesome.
It is awesome, isn't it? The snow, and then I almost got into a car accident on the way in. Actually, the driver's probably listening, and we actually have to drive back with him. So, but we're going to talk a lot of interesting things. And so, if you think you have what it takes and you're an A player or you want to call in live, what's amazing is that about 2 months ago, gentleman Roger, I did the show live. First time in Toronto, I did the show live within this studio here. And a guy named Roger calls in, and he asked me a question about Brazil. And next thing you know, he called in at a later date to apply for the $5,000 class, and I said, you know what, we'll take him. And not only are we doing some great things together, I'm going to have lunch with him on Monday, and it's amazing, the relationship. I mean, it takes one person, one deal, and one opportunity. And so if you want to apply for my $5,000 class, not paying me $5,000 like everybody, but I'll actually invest $5,000 in you, the phone number is, and we've got a call operator who's going to pick up your phones live here in the studio. And if you also want to ask me a question as a bonus, you can do so about everything, business, real estate, wealth, success, 416-870-6400, 416-870-6400, and star 640 on the cell. And in today's market economy, here are some important things, and Damien, see if you agree. People think real estate and business is about location, location, location. And I have learned that it's not about location, location, location. It's about relationship, relationship, relationship in today's market economy. And today's market economy is, what do you know? Who do you know? What can you do? What others value about you? And how are you different and better than everybody else? Those are transformational questions. There's two types of people. You have people that are transactional and transformational. In your opinion, relationships, how different are relationships in today's market economy, and how important are they, Damien?
Well, relationships are definitely the most important thing. I've learned in the last few years, it's not what you know as much, it's who you know.
Actually, it's not. I disagree. It's who knows you.
Well, yes.
That used to be the old adage. It's who knows you, because if people don't know you, they don't call you. They don't refer deals. They don't send you business. They don't get you started. I mean, people keep understanding how, it's not how to do something, it's understanding the why. You got to start understanding the why of things, not the how of things. And I think in my business, there are three things that have propelled me to the next level. I mean, I built this multi-million-dollar brand all across the world, very simply. Number one, by creating a wow experience. You teach a portion of the class that I'm going to be at here today. People paying $5,000 all over. It's sold out every single time. And we've invited people from AM 640 who listen to this radio show, who are A players, who are serious, who are not curious. What are some of the experience you have seen in live, the transformation from people here in Toronto?
Well, I've had a lot of people come to me and tell me, Damien, I would have paid $5,000 to $10,000 just to attend this class, and that it's the most amazing training that they've been to, because it's not what everybody else is doing. You definitely specialize in what everybody else is not doing, and that's about
What are some of the things
relationships.
you've seen, the things that we do? My organization, you're my number one, but you came from another organization, in fact, a competing organization, and so you saw the difference and the success. I mean, our slogan used to be "Together, the difference in your success." The most powerful words in the advertising language 2-3 years ago was free, new, and cash. The most powerful word in the advertising language in today's market economy is the word together. The word together should be included in all your market material, everything you do at work, because we're moving away from an idealist society of me, myself, and I to more a communal society where people are working together to make it, to create your own economy, because no one's going to bail you out. No one's going to give you a handout. You got to go out there and make it yourself. And so it is very, very important that you work together. And that's one of the components that we see in today's market.
Oh yeah, it's like you say, you're going to lunch with Roger. I see you spend a lot of time with your students, and I've never seen any other gurus in this industry go to dinner with their students, go to Yankees baseball games, go to a Broadway show, or let alone invite them to your house.
Exactly, and I've done that many times, inviting people, because at the end of the day, when I have this radio show, and people say, why do you do this? And sometimes I wonder, it's a lot of work. I mean, doing a radio show, traveling, speaking, buying businesses, buying real estate, buying companies. But the relationship is so important. I mean, you have a forum here where you can impact people's lives, and we've had people like Senator McCain from the United States on the show, Donald Trump, Robert Kiyosaki, some of the world's greatest people who come on the show. I mean, we have Kevin O'Leary from Dragon's Den, and so the quality of people that we have here is phenomenal. But we'd like to have a relationship with you. My contacts are your contacts. My relationships are your relationships. We're doing phenomenal things here in Toronto. My parents live in Oakville. I lived here for over 5.5 years. I'm Canadian. I lived in Montreal before that. And the Canadian market, in my opinion, I was just in Australia and New Zealand, and I like the things that are happening here in Canada. The only thing I don't like is the taxes. I mean, that's really the bad part about that. But did you know, we were doing an event on December 11, 12 with George Ross. I got George Ross, Donald Trump's right-hand man, to fly here to Toronto to teach Canadians how to become top 1% in today's market economy. And top one, did you know if you earn $250,000 a year, you're top 1% income earning? You wake up and you say, hey, I'm top one. It's amazing what you can do, but the power of education is so important. And so we talked about creating a wow. Creating wow in today's market economy is so important. So if you want to apply, you're not going to pay me $5,000. I'm going to qualify you. And if we think that you're the type of person that I'd like to get involved with, introduce you to my network, be involved with you, or just basically give you the knowledge, because our slogan is we are powered by our students' success. I don't want you to pay me $5,000. I want to invest in you, because when I take Roger or several other people I take from the radio and say, here are people who randomly were driving, called, and look what I create. I am good at two things: making money and helping people make money. Those are my two greatest gifts, because at the end of the day, what we do is this. We want to help you get better results in less time, because a wise man learns from his mistakes while a genius learns from other people's mistakes. At the end of the day, you learn from millionaires, multimillionaires, and coaching. Coaching and mentoring has been one of the biggest aspects of my life. I have 5 coaches and mentors. I don't make any business decision unless I run it by these other people, because I don't know it all. I need to surround myself with successful people, because your network equals your net worth. So if you want to apply, call in right now. We always get lots of phone calls from the Canadian market.